Being different builds togetherness. When we share of ourselves and of our experiences, we provide perspective to those that are not directly exposed to such experiences. This creates an openness and understanding to the shared human experience. Celebrating and sharing our differences perpetuate meaningful conversation and interactions. It shapes community, and this consequently builds relationships and togetherness. It was the great Audre Lorde that said, "It is not our differences that divide us. It is our inability to recognize, accept, and celebrate those differences." Well, I couldn't agree with her more. Our differences make us who we are, and in sharing our identity, we challenge conformity and complacency, which is a very good and necessary thing. Celebrating our differences gives people permission to be brave, to be themselves. It stimulates creativity and innovation. We learn from others, glean information, and this increases our wealth of knowledge as well as our levels of discernment. The acknowledgement and celebration of my personal differences started at a very young age and mostly through familial and cultural celebrations. I can remember on many occasions sitting around the dinner table with my very large family, with dishes that were from Jamaica and China and of course America. See, my maternal Chinese grandparents settled in Jamaica post-World War II. They established roots there and continued to grow their family, but they always kept their traditions. My mother then migrated to America to provide for me what she explained as a better opportunity and access to education, but she as well passed down those traditions. She also enlisted me in an early childhood development center that was backed by the NAACP. So I had encouragement throughout my entire childhood of celebrating being from two very different cultures, two very different backgrounds. And when we got around that dinner table, the cultures came together in such a way that it made sense. We broke bread, as the proverbial saying goes. We talked about the differences which helped us find common ground and similarities. It brought us together. Not to mention it was quite delicious. Now, celebrating differences doesn't just stop within our smaller groups. We see this exemplified by our innovators, and in particular the tech industry. Think about those leaders who were deemed maybe a little quirky, or who had this audacious idea that seemed almost impossible and went against the grain of the norm. Would we have computers? Would we have medical advancements to prolong and increase the quality of life? Would we have multiple platforms that allow us to communicate with each other, with family, with friends, all around the world, and bring us together to converse despite our differences? Their contributions led to the progression of the world to date, and their differences inspire others to be themselves, to be those influencers, those entrepreneurs and philanthropists that continue to shape the world. They inspire me to show up in my profession. I constantly utilize my differences as a program management lead at Facebook. I've been able to contribute thought leadership and operational excellence through several programs just harnessing my differences. One very near and dear to my heart is Elevate, whose mission is to accelerate the economic success and impact of Black and Latinx small businesses. If I couldn't be myself and share my opinions and experiences, especially from the viewpoint as a Black and Asian mixed woman who grew up in the Bronx and has her own small business as a yoga instructor, how could the team come together and build a cohesive program that ensures the mission? How could we ensure that we resonate the voice and needs of the community we serve without seeking counsel from different perspectives? Being different allows me to do that, and allows people to show up in various ways that enrich relationships and help us grow as a people. I implore us all to continue to be our unique selves. Let your authenticity, however beautifully different, shine through and ignite your passions and projects. Celebrating and conveying your experiences by also pass along the resources that you've picked up along the way. In this manner of sharing, we show up in sparking ingenuity. We increase human capacity on all fronts. And those differences build togetherness.